Welcome back to the Flow Show with Kelly and
Michele.
And we are here to bring you a little more information about the flow of your lymphatics. And Michele and I were talking just prior to this, and what we really want to delve into is what our bodies need when we go through lymphatic drainage. Because it's, you know, your lymph is fluid. Let's not forget that. And the lymph isn't moving unless we move. So as we start to move the lymph, whether we're doing manual pumping, whether we're doing dry brushing, whether we're doing flow presso, or we're doing some other kind of manual flow technique that Michele and I or some of our other colleagues perform, you need a lot of liquid to flush through the toxins, to flush them out. And you need electrolytes. You need both those things, because if we just drink water, water will pull a lot of our electrolytes through it because it's not necessarily a stable molecule, and we need the electrolytes in there to add to our body, to give our body the electrons. And some of you are listening or watching like, Kelly, I'm not a scientist. What the hell are you talking about? What are electrons? So let's just talk about positive and negative. Do we know what positive and negative charges are? If you remember from science class, outside of a cell, there's this orbit essentially that goes around it that has positive and negative charges on every single cell. And so you need both positive and negative, and they will attract their opposite, and then they will be moved through the body or translated to wherever they need to go, whether that's a mineral, that's a metal, that's a toxicant. It's all done through positive and negative charges, okay? And electrolytes like sodium and potassium in particular is what our body utilizes in our kidneys when we flush through the lymph. So Michele and I were talking about, so sometimes clients walk in and they have a lot going on, and we're like, okay, let's do our lymph. Whether you're a sensitive client, overly sensitive, or you're a client that's like, I just feel crappy all the time. My blood work says I'm great, but I don't feel so great. And by the way, we can all congratulate Michele for finishing her naturopathic doctor certification. Good job, Michele.
Thank you.
So from a fluid perspective, you know, we're moving that fluid, but we have to replenish that fluid, and it takes fluid to replenish that. So there's a lot of fluid involved, right? So we need to drink water. Like Michele has gone through a lot in the last couple of weeks in finishing her certification. So I'm sure she had to drink a lot more water than typical. And then I'm sure, I can guarantee you, she did at least 2 flow presso since she finished that certification. Probably couldn't get her off the flow presso. And when she does it, she's got to use some electrolytes. So whether that's sprinkling some sea salt in our water, or that's taking some electrolyte, like I particularly like Elite, or like Quinton, or I like Shilajit. These are mineral sources that have natural occurring electrolytes. A lot of people use trace minerals. Do you have a particular electrolyte that you use, Michele?
Well, here in Texas, I'll do the sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, and throw that in there. Celtic salt is good. They've got lots of minerals in that. But here in Texas, we have something that's called crazy water. So I know you've never heard of that, but if you come to Texas, I will get you some crazy water. And it's from Mineral Wells, Texas. It's a natural source. It's full, just chock full of all these wonderful minerals. And so when I have somebody come in and I know they're depleted, I have them go straight to the store. If I don't have any with me, you're going to go straight to the store and you're going to get a crazy water number 3, because there's levels 1 through 4. 4 is really high, but I think that they're just going to pee out a lot of it. So I like 3. And it actually tastes a little better, but it's good. So I like crazy water, but all what you're saying, yes.
And so Elite is a product made by Body Bio, and Shilajit is from the Himalayan mountains, much like the Himalayan salt. So there's something about those Himalayan mountains and the water over there. It's very special.
Yes.
And it's deep, rich in minerals. And when you drink water that has minerals in it, it can taste very
it's got a taste to it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, sharp isn't the right word, but it tastes a little metallic-y, if you will, but it's not metallic-y really. It's just, oh, that's not just water, right? That's got a little bit.
But you actually start to crave it.
You do. That's what I was going to say. Like, when I travel to Europe, it's very easy to find clean water in bottles, but mostly they have mineral water with gas, you know, like with phosphoric acid, which I'm not a fan of phosphoric acid. So
I'm not either.
Make sure if you're drinking mineral water that you're adding the minerals. You're not using mineral water that's got phosphoric acid in it, because phosphoric acid will pull minerals right out of your bones and destroy the lining of your guts. And when I travel, at times I do have to drink mineral sparkling water because that's all that the options are, but it's few and far between that I do that. As much as I love a nice sparkling mineral water, because when you only drink water or hot tea, sometimes a sparkling mineral water can be really exciting, but it's in a very limited dose because of the phosphoric acid, because that's going to pull more minerals out of my bone. So when we go through the lymphatics and we feel a little punky, or we feel like maybe we have a little light headache, or we feel a little weak, it's because our body is looking and craving those minerals to replenish what it just peed out. Because we all know when we get off the lymph table, what do? Go pee.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, first thing.
Right? And so when we do that, the body's flushing out all those toxins. It's using the sodium and the potassium to open up the channels in the kidneys to move those electrolytes through so that we're peeing them out. Well, the body needs to replenish that. And the best way to replenish it is with Himalayan sea salts, with shilajit, with E-Lite, with crazy water.
Crazy water if you're in Texas.
From Texas. And, if you don't know that, ask your local practitioner, reach out to us. We'll help you find a good source. But know that your body needs water, and it needs the active ingredient of the minerals. When we have a heavy metal toxicity, it literally pushes the minerals out of our body. If you look at a periodic table, again, I'm not trying to be a science teacher here, although I do love teaching.
I love it.
But when you look at a periodic table, if it was on the wall, you'd see all the minerals up here to the far left and all the metals to the far right. Well, that periodic table is organized by molecular heaviness. The lighter molecular stuff, because it's literally lighter, heavy, less heavy molecular is up here, and all the heavy stuff is down here, has more molecular weight to it than here. Well, these will get pushed out of the body, and we need to replenish them so that the body will push these out of the body, because the heavy metals are going to push the minerals out. Then we need to give the body lots of minerals to let go of the metals. And oftentimes when we do lymphatic flow, that's what's happening. The body's dumping out metals, it's dumping out toxicants, and with it, our electrolytes go. So we must replenish as we replenish our water. And I notice, I don't know if you do, Michele, but since I've been employing the efforts of Lymph, which has been a decade now, personally, I've been a massage person for almost 3 decades, meaning I love to get massages. Don't take me wrong. I love getting massages. That's what I mean by a massage person. And I would typically get an hour and a half to 2 hours every single week. In all honesty, since the last 3 years of doing fascia, I very rarely get massages because I don't need it, particularly with Flowpresso. But prior to knowing about Lymph, I always felt like crap the day after my massage.
Okay, and then that's where one of the things is that when I have classes, which by the way, we are having classes next month in October.
Okay, the 17th, I believe, right?
The 16th, 17th, yes.
17th, yeah.
So we'll put links in there for that, and where we're teaching you all about this stuff. And now, so when I have people come in and I'm like, you know what? I know in my head what their body is going to do. I know it's going to dump a lot of stuff. And typically what has been taught is that you tell them, well, you could have flu-like symptoms. You can have all these detox and stuff. You're probably going to feel bad for 2 or 3 days. Well, you know what? Once you speak it, that's what's going to happen. So I've completely changed everything that I do in my practice and how I teach it. And I tell them, so if I have someone, so if you're a first-time client and you come in and you're on, umpteen thousand medications and this and that, I know what's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say, you know what? You're going to be dumping a lot of stuff. And it's kind of like when you have 14 people come to your house and they've all used your toilet and there's no water in the tank. What's going to happen?
Oh, that's a great analogy.
You're going to be like, I'm going to need water. And I'm going to say, you know what? Your body's going to give you signals. It's going to be like, okay, I feel maybe a little bit of a mild headache or something. Your body's going to give you a little signal, and all it's going to say is, I just need more water. I need to flush the tank. I need to flush out what's in the toilet, right? So I need to flush that. And then once you start flushing, you're going to feel amazing. And that's when I get the text from people. I've just cleaned my entire garage. Is this normal? Yes, it is.
Oh, that's a great analogy, Michele, because that is so what it feels like. You're pulling people's shit out and then just sit if they don't drink water, they got to get it to go out. And then they're going to add a little electrolytes to make it smell better. That'll be our analogy. Electrolytes make it smell better. Because electrolytes help your body through that whole process, and it's using that. So our point today is to make sure that when you're going through lymphatic work, when you're treating yourself and holding yourself at the highest esteem because you're making yourself the priority, which we congratulate you for doing such, because that is the key. As you do that, make sure you drink a lot of water the day before, the day of, and the day after. And make sure you sprinkle at minimum a little bit of sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, in your water to make that water very active to help rehydrate that cell, because that cell will fill up and will hold more water as it's more active with those electrolytes, will help all that move through in the cell. There's a lot more to it, but understand the science is mostly drink water, add some minerals with your water to get the best effect, to replenish your body and give your body what it needs. And I don't mean the colored stuff that's sport enhanced with food coloring and additives. I mean really good electrolytes. So I'm not trying to throw a company under the bus, but perhaps
not in a packet either. Sorry, just
yeah, not the packets that look like you need them in a hurry. You know, their name says, oh, you need me in a hurry. They have a lot of food coloring and additives to them. We used to use them as well, but
no,
we find for formulas a lot, and
keep it simple. That's what we say. Just keep it simple.
Keep it simple. That's right. Yeah. There's no additives in Himalayan sea salt. Pinch it in and have some help. And
there you go.
Let it flow out so you can flush your toilet and let it all flow out to the sewer. What a great analogy. Well, we're really bringing the shit to the fan today, aren't we, Michele? Oh my gosh, I swore for the first time on the Flow Show. But we want you all to flow. We want you to enjoy this, and we want you to support your body while you do it. So we've taught you all the proper techniques for manual pumping. We've taught you the proper dry brushing techniques, the paradigm of lymphatic flow. And next month, being October, Michele is going to lead us on the charge for true prevention, as it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and really bring us to the awareness of how to prevent such things as cancer, how to have true breast health. And it starts with your lymphatic health.
All right. Yes. Because, you know, what we say, you got this.
You got this. You can do this, and you're only going to get better at it. So keep working your flow, and we'll see you on the next Flow Show.
Awesome.